Hello and welcome to the Amazing Tradies Business Show. We're coming to you today from the Hunter Gateway Motel here in Rutherford, New South Wales, the beautiful Hunter Valley. We'd like to thank the Gateway very much for allowing us to use their wonderful premises. A fantastic place to stay and for functions. Today we're here to talk about marketing. What is it, what makes it work, what's not working so well, and get some tips for you to take home. And I'd like to welcome our three guests today. Firstly, Mitch Beattie from Mad Cat Marketing. Welcome, Mitch.
Thanks for having me, Marcus.
Pleasure to have you along. We've got Brendan Holland from Carol's Cleaning Service. Welcome, Brendan.
Thank you, Marcus. Thanks for having me.
Pleasure to have you here. And our third guest today is Liz Murray from Edge of Possibilities Leadership Coaching. Welcome, Liz.
Hello, Marcus. Thank you for having me along. I really appreciate it.
My absolute pleasure to have you here. Thank you. So, we just want to start, Mitchell, with the idea of what is marketing. So as our expert on the panel, a person who's involved in marketing all the time, what do you consider marketing to be?
For me, marketing is any action that a business takes to promote itself. So whether that's business cards, flyers, even embroidering a uniform, advertising on Facebook, billboards, all of that comes under marketing.
Okay. And your specialty area of marketing?
I focus mainly on digital, so that's your Facebook ads, your Google ads, websites.
Okay. So all forms of communication out to the marketplace is marketing, is basically what you're saying, is my take on that? Yeah. Okay. So there's the what's working, what's not working. Let's start with do you see people doing some things that aren't working out there?
Things that aren't working is probably not testing well enough. So giving a platform enough of time or enough budget to actually get some results out of it. So for example, Facebook ads, if you're only running $5 and hoping that you're going to get 10 clients out of that, that's not really realistic. You need to be putting in extra time and at least $5 a day in budget to really get some results.
Okay, so that's not doing enough of what you're doing, basically. Like dipping your toe in the water is not going to get you the big result out there.
That's right.
Yeah, fantastic. Brendan, for you, marketing, anything in particular that you're doing at the moment to communicate with the marketplace?
Just having a good online presence. We try and post regularly on Facebook to get our brand out there as much as we can. Sometimes it could just be something funny, could be something personal, or it could be something that is actually related to the business, what you're doing, and just trying to differentiate yourself from everyone else that's out there.
So that's, if you're posting, that's telling the story of the business and the team and all those sort of things?
So it's generally like a personal story. Like the other day we shared something of our daughter cleaning the sink, or it could be a bit of a feedback post from the clients. So it's just telling the story of our business and our family of cleaners.
Yeah. Putting your daughter up there, did that get the most amount of likes
ever? 100%, yes.
So exploit the children is the answer?
In a good way.
Yeah, in a good way. So social media works for you?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. How about you, Liz? What's marketing for you and what are you doing?
Social media is a really big one for me. I use Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn. I guess for me, my focus is actually sharing and being of value, so giving value to people. Okay. And that way people will understand what my area is and how I can help them if they resonate with the messages that I'm sharing.
So is your concentration, it sounds like it's not so much direct response, here's call me now and you'll get some steak knives. It's here's some good information for you to use to develop yourself as a leader? It
tends to be more that people, because what I do is working in a more vulnerable area, people need to feel like they know me before they actually meet me. So, or before they decide to pick up the phone and do some work with me. So they need to get a sense of what I'm about by receiving value through my posts first before they'll pick up the phone. It's not usually that someone thinks, actually, I need to work on myself, so I'm going to dial this number.
But in doing that, do you find then that people are picking up the phone to you? They're coming to that, I'm ready to do something and calling you? Yeah, that's awesome. One platform any better than the others for that?
I probably get a lot more from Facebook than I do from the other platforms.
Yeah.
And the other thing, obviously, for me is network marketing. That would be my major
Okay.
place that I receive referrals from, because
Yeah.
it's people that I know and have worked with who are referring other people that they know.
So there's the trust built in from that. They
Yeah,
actually can speak to your services. Yeah, Mitch, so it's interesting because you're in that world of digital online space, but it's more paid work is what people are getting you to do for them, as opposed to Liz sharing of information. Any thoughts on differences, how you'd use it, different industries?
Yeah, well, they all sort of work together. So you've got your organic side of social media and your paid side of social media. We focus more on the paid side, but that's not to say that organic is not important. It is important. It's just often better for a business to do those posts themselves because they're in it every day. They're seeing what's happening. They have access to getting the photos, to getting the customer reviews, rather than an agency that has to create them or chase them to get that information. But they all work well. Like Brendan touched on before, you're building that relationship. People are getting to know behind the scenes. People don't want just a faceless business anymore. They want to know the people and connect with them and know who they're actually dealing with, which organic's great for that.
So is that one of the things people might do wrong, that they're not giving us the story of the business, the story of themselves?
Yeah, that's right. People want to know that. People want to get to know you and how you got to where you are and what you do, and seeing behind the scenes. Like, we probably all think to ourselves, well, I do this every day, so no one's going to care. But I know myself, I love seeing behind the scenes, like wood workshops, seeing them, or resin building tables. I love all that stuff. I don't get to see it all the time. So businesses that take this time to share that gets them more engagement, gets them more exposure, and gets them a following.
Is there a line where you go, well, no, you don't share that information, that it's not strategic or whatever, that you don't show off the real self? I can think of lots of people out there on Instagram, and I know lots of people who are, selling products from stage and whatever, and go, well, if only you knew the real story behind them. Here's the nice story that they're putting out there. Is there a spot where you get to, if I'm at home in my t-shirt or I've just mowed the lawn, do I do a social media post there? It's like, no, don't do that. Get cleaned up. It's not the image that you want to portray. But
yeah, well, that's right. It does come down to your branding and what the image is that you want to get out there. So, yeah, if you don't want to come across as someone that's casual in their, singlet mowing the lawn,
yeah,
well, you've got to remember, does this actually fit with the brand that I want to get out there? So,
yeah,
taking that sort of common sense approach to things is always important.
yeah,
And keeping it positive. You don't want to show people the negatives of the business either.
yeah, sure. Brendan, how does that fit with you? I mean, so you've got your daughter, you're taking a photo of her, what's she, in the sink?
Yeah,
doing something.
Just washing her hands, cleaning the sink.
Right.
Fun.
And what was the caption for that? Do you remember?
I think something along the lines of, we've got a new team member or something. I
Yeah.
can't remember, but like Mitch was saying, it shows people what you're about. And what we've found, Carol and I, is that the more posts we do like that, they get more interest than the ones that kind of try and sell the cleaning. Whereas if we just put up something funny or something with the kids, that gets more people interested, as you're not actively trying to sell something.
Yeah. So that sounds more along the lines, Liz, of what you're doing, Brendan's version of sharing. To me, it's like, we're not directly advertising, trying to get something. We're telling you about ourselves, telling you about what's going on. Does that sound like that
absolutely,
to you?
and because it's what people resonate with. So, I just shared a post this week about a big mistake I made during the week, and owning my mistake, but not letting it weigh me down. Just get on with the week, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So from that, more people have contacted me than I normally have, because they're like, oh wow, yeah, I do that all the time, but I make it mean blah blah blah. So
Right.
I share vulnerability in that way, and that is something that my ideal clients resonate with. Whereas they're not actually interested in what I do on the weekend in my posts. They
Right.
want things that help them reflect on what they're doing. So if I make a mistake on the weekend, like I might, address something in a way that I don't feel proud of or something, that's something they would get value from. But not my everyday tasks kind of thing. So it's just what your own audience is interested in and will resonate with.
Yeah. So it seems, we're all talking about the internet and is it right to call the internet digital marketing, Mitch, or should be narrow? Okay. So we're talking about that online space, but there's lots of other forms of communication out there to the market. So I define marketing as communication and education to everybody. So I include the business owner in that. I believe you market to yourself, that when you get up and put on your uniform, that you're actually telling yourself, I'm going to work, and Brendan's got his branded clothes on at the moment. He's saying, this is who I am to himself. And with what you do, Liz, in leadership, does that make sense?
Absolutely. I just have the same few things that I wear whenever I'm doing something for work. So people, in my old world, I used to have a different outfit for every meeting I went to with the same people, whereas now I'm the opposite.
Right.
Because I want to be remembered.
Yes.
So now I have the same few things that I wear that are my work dress, my work jumper, my work whatever.
Yeah. So they see Liz is in that mode now. Is that, yeah. And do you find that when you put on your uniform that like you pull on your Superman cape, you're now Superwoman cape, you're now Superwoman? Yeah. Okay. So I'm a big believer in uniforms for teams. But that might even be JB Hi-Fi, where the uniform is wear your t-shirt and shorts, but we've set up, this is the culture, the marketplace and everything. We've actually marketed to you, this is who we are. Does that make, so I'm saying there's lots of other forms of marketing out there as well. What do you do, Mitch, you're very good at taking care of your clients with other parts of marketing, surprise things that you do. Would you mind mentioning a couple of the things that you do?
So I like giving out a welcome gift to every client that I sign up to. So that's something that I've had branded with my Mad Cat inside of some goodies, wine, chocolate, things like that. I've even had my own Mad Cat socks. Everyone loves a nice, fun sock nowadays. So I've got Mad Cat socks included.
And they're a surprise.
They're a surprise. And clients don't know what's coming. I don't hand deliver it. I post it in the mail so that it is completely out of the blue and you don't know what's coming.
Yeah.
And so I'm working on other little things just out of the blue, not those, well, it's Christmas, so you should get a gift.
Yeah.
You want to do different things, like it's International Read a Book Day. Well, send a book to a client and just keeping you top of mind and making them go, oh, that's different.
Yeah. So do you find that does something, is it promoting retention? Is it promoting buying more services? Is it just that you like having fun? Does it promote them referring you? Can we measure it in that way? Or?
It has a bit of all of those effects. I do it because, generally in marketing, we focus on getting that customer. Let's get the next customer, Well, spend all that money on getting that customer. Well, he's a customer now. He knows, likes and trusts you. He's willing to spend more money with you. Why not focus on him or her instead of just focusing on getting the next one? So that gift, those unexpected, that personal touch helps build that relationship, gets that bit closer so that you're staying in contact with them.
Yeah, and do you think it's important, because I know you pretty well, and I think that's a very genuine way of you communicating, that you love doing those things. So it fits very well. Do you think that's important?
Yeah, I like helping people. I like giving to people. I see myself as quite generous. Those little extras, I just enjoy getting that lift from people.
Yeah. And Liz, if I come back to you with that, you know a lot about how people work. Do you think if somebody who wasn't into the idea of those, let me call them quirky things, the socks, whatever, was doing that as a marketing strategy, do you think that works, or does it have to be something that's really like you giving out to people?
Yeah, I think it works really well. And, if there are people that don't appreciate your whole package of what you're about, they're not your ideal client.
Yeah, okay.
So our market's not everyone looking for the thing that we've got to sell. Our market is the people that value what we bring to that personally. And, so our ideal clients are the people who really value what we're about. And so they're the people who are going to lap that up when Mitch is giving those gifts, because they're really resonating with him and who he's being in the way that he's serving his clients.
Yeah, okay. So ideal client, Brendan, when we talk about your business, and you've done some work on how do you stand out from the crowd, you don't aim to be the cheapest, you're not there to compete on price. So tell us firstly, what have you done to stand out from the crowd, and how does that then match up with, as Liz was saying, the ideal client that you're not actually out there to sell to everyone?
Yeah, so there's a couple of things that we do that make us stand out from the crowd. So the cleaning industry's, there's a lot of people that do it, and everyone's doing the same thing. You go and you clean a house and that's it. But a couple of things that we do to stand out is we have an auditor, an in-house auditor that uses a checklist.
Yeah.
They go around randomly and they just stop in at each of our team members to see how they're going. They'll go through their checklist, either it could be halfway through the clean, at the end of the clean, it's just random, and they'll mark off, tick, 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 yep, that area's been done well. If there's an issue, they'll see it, and then they'll address it with the team member that's there, whether it's they go back and fix it up, or it's something that they need retraining on, or it could have just been a genuine mistake that they've missed it. So that ensures that our cleans are 100% all the time, and it also keeps our staff on their toes. They don't know when the auditor's going to stop in, so they could be just about to walk in and they not know it. So they're always striving to get everything done 100%. And one of the biggest things that we've brought in, and it's, especially in a time like this, is we're the first and only cleaning company in Australia to have a self-cleaning solution that's working 24/7. And so that's a coating that we can apply to the surfaces, and it's working around the clock to destroy viruses, bacteria, inhibit mold, odours, gets rid of odours. So once we've come in and done our job, and we've left for the day, the surfaces that are being coated are still cleaning themselves, and that's something that really sets us apart from everybody else.
Yeah, and do you find that by having that in place, it's the right clients, as Liz was saying, the right clients contacting you to get work done by you?
Definitely with the auditing, it says to the people that we care about our quality, and the people that value high quality work are the ones that contact us. They're the ones that can see what we do, why we do it, and they want to be a part of it because they know that they're going to get that quality service every time.
Yeah, right. Mitch, does that translate to you as well? Have you mapped out your ideal client? Has that been a conscious thought to say, here's the businesses that I want to work with that are going to get the most from working with me?
Yeah, we do have our ideal client. We do service a broad range of industries, but yeah, services are good. Online stores, it's a personal passion, but yeah. Yeah.
Does that resonate with people? I'm looking for the ethereal things in a way. It's going. The vibes are going out that you have a passion for online stores. So do people wanting to build online stores come to you because of that?
Yeah, I think so. I find that myself. I put things out there, and often it comes back. And yeah, I do have that sort of connection with, I guess, online stores going in.
Yeah, Liz, did you made a conscious decision about the sort of people that you wanted to work with? Did you actually stop and write it down, draw pictures of them?
Absolutely. It's something I review every 6 months, because the direction I go in my own learning means that there are some people that will get a lot more value from what I have to offer, because they're people that are going through problems and issues that I've gone through, or made mistakes that I've gone through, made multiple times, will benefit from the wisdom of the mistakes I've made without them having to make them as often.
Yeah.
So my ideal clients are the people who have made the mistakes that I've made and learnt the lesson, are ready to learn the lessons that I've learnt and the skills that I'm refining and developing for myself. So yeah.
Yeah, so you've actually taken, because that's what I say to people, one of the things when I sit down is, we're here to work out if you're the right client for me not just whether you decide to work with me. It's like because if you're not the fit, if we can't help you reach your goals, make you the money, there's probably not the right person for you to work with.
And I think we all fall into the trap when we're starting our business of we try and be everything to everyone because we just want to build up the client base and get the money coming in.
We need food on the table.
Yeah, but the more we do that, we stretch ourselves thin, plus we get evidence that we're pretty crappy at what we're doing.
Because you're not working with the right people.
We're not working with the right people. So by having clarity around who your ideal market is, it actually is very reinforcing because people, the right people really value what you've got to contribute and they give you that feedback and it feels great.
So it's an interesting one. I was having a talk with a coach just yesterday about this, and again on a conference call last week about the idea that when they're starting out, it's, yes, take the money, take the client on board because you need to feed it. And I was saying, well, you really need to become the successful coach up here, like you talk about now. And my maybe strange example would be like in this premises here, if I'm getting the cleaning company to come along and I'm saying, but can you paint the wall? And they're going, I need the money, I'll paint the wall. It's the wrong thing to do. You need to say, no, I'm not that great at painting walls. Get a wall painter, I'll vacuum for you. Is that? Yeah. So really important to get the right people to work with, to get the ideal client in there, get the digital presence going. Yeah. If there was one action, Mitch, that you think people should be taking, a takeaway from this, go and make this happen, what would that be for you?
It would probably be focus. So focus in on one particular marketing channel. Often businesses are trying to do everything out there. You see something new and shiny, TikTok, there's a new one, Clubhouse, everyone's excited about it. But just focus on one, get it going along well, and then start looking at others.
Yeah, so get over the fear of missing out by not being on Clubhouse at the moment.
That's right.
Yeah, focus on the one that's bringing in the right people on you. And you might work out that doesn't work as well. That's right. For your business down the tracks. Focus on that, measure it, make that one work, then move on to something else. So focus. Brendan, for you, what would be the advice that you give to somebody, one piece to go and work on this?
I think,
what's worked for you?
Just be natural. Obviously it depends on your industry, so it's got to fit within that, but just be real. People want honesty. They want to see the real side of the business. They don't want to see the flashy advertising, sale buttons and blah, blah, blah. They want to see that you're a real person, you've got real feelings and emotions, and I think they want the real you. So just be real in what you do.
Yeah, so I'd translate that to my industry where I see people, it's been going on for years and years and years, they put on the seminar and they go and hire the Ferrari to stand in front of. It's like, well, no, you drive a Commodore. You're saying stand in front of the Commodore if that's what you drive. Be you, focus, be you. Liz, for you?
Say probably off the back of what you were saying that it's just about getting absolute clarity and certainty around what it is that you do and what it is that you're good at, and just promote that, and the right people that really value what you're about will come to you.
Yeah, so that's I know I've just asked for the one thing, but it reminds me of with Brendan, they've got a slogan in the business that's in my head. Do you know the slogan I'm thinking about?
Yes, so Carol's Cleaning Services, when you want it to be clean, not just look clean.
Ah.
So that's like when you're saying, get real about what it is that you're there to do. We're actually there to clean the place, to make sure the dirt's gone, we're disinfecting whatever it happens to be, not just make it look good on the surface. I think, because for me, when I heard that, it's like, well, that translates to me. I can translate that to me as well. Yeah. So we've got focus, be real, be you, and clarity. Thanks, guys. Thanks for being here today and sharing your thoughts and wisdom with people out there of what's working, what you advise them to go and do in their business. Again, thanks for being part of the amazing Tradies Business Show, coming to you from the Hunter Gateway Motel in Rutherford, and we'll see you on the next episode.